Mic number 4.
Good evening, sir. My name is Sabina. I'm a student. You gave an example about how we students, the youngsters, shoot an arrow and draw a bullseye. I would just like to make the same sort of allegation to you. You shot an arrow, your arrow, and drew your bullseye. And now if anybody does not aim where you have aimed before, they are wrong. That I think is inconsiderate and inhuman.
Sisters asked a very important question. When I gave the example, people shoot in the air and then draw the bullseye. She's saying and alleging, even I have done the same. And if people don't agree, then I don't agree with them. Sister, please tell me, where was my arrow wrong? Which part of my lecture was shooting the arrow in the air and drawing a bullseye? I gave example that people do graduation. Why do graduation? I don't know. What you will do? I don't know. After passing, what job you will take? I don't know. I gave example. Now you, sister, give me an example in my lecture. Which part of my lecture was shooting the arrow in the air and drawing a bullseye? If not, then I would tell you that you are shooting in the air and then drawing the bullseye.
But you already said it.
Sister, which part of my lecture? I give you a chance to reply. Which part of my lecture was shooting in the air and then drawing a bull?
Your part of the lecture was not shooting in the air.
MashaAllah, thank you very much.
The whole aim was like by judging people by defining them on the terms of Islamic and what their purpose in life is only in terms of Islamic.
You give me a better purpose of life. You give me a better purpose. See, we are having open question and answer session. Anyone can differ with me. I'm not telling I'm always right.
People differ from you.
You have the right to differ. But when you differ, you have to give the reason. For example, I say 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. You say, no, it is not 4, it is 5. I'll ask you why. So if I say something wrong, you have to prove me wrong. Just by saying 2 plus 2 is not equal to 4, you are educated, sister. Correct? So you, if you tell that I have done something, I agree with you. Prove me.
But he keeps on speaking in people speak.
Produce your proof if you're truthful. So tell me which part of my lecture, or you tell me, is there any better purpose of life than to thank the Creator, than to worship Him? Yes, sister. Yes, please could you on the microphone of the sister?
Yeah.
She wants to educate us.
I'm not trying to educate anyone.
I want to be educated. I'm a student, sister. I love being educated. You may not
but
like
you don't
being
let
educated.
people speak.
Sorry?
You don't let people speak. You just go on and on.
I'm giving you a chance to speak, sister. Speak.
There are differences and you cannot just, convert everyone, convert not in the sense of converting into Islam, converting people's viewpoints. There are differences.
Sister, you are not answering my question. You are beating around the bush.
I'm not beating around the bush.
What is
That's
the
because
purpose?
you're presuming that I will answer whatever you want me to answer.
No, sister.
I'll answer it in my way.
So you're always beating around the bush.
I have heard his answer, mashallah.
So thank you, sister. Thank you for your comments. And we leave the audience to be the judge. How many people will follow you? How many people follow me?
don't want
We'll come to know later on. So next time when you give a lecture, I hope you get an audience which is big. So then they listen to your answer of purpose of creation, sister.
And good evening to my brothers of Islam and non-Islam people too. My name is Ramjay Jayaraman. I'm a technologist from USA, having lived there for about 35 years. And now the last 3 years I've been practicing spirituality with the motive of getting liberated while I'm alive. I have read the Quran. I have one of my friends as my life friend for the last 45 years who is a true Muslim. My question here is, first let me make a little statement and after that I will pose my question. In order to understand something, either it is secular or spiritual, we read the book. When we read the book, we read it with an understanding. With that statement, why was there a stress for about an hour of speech from your son that understanding Quran, reading it while understanding, and a language, Saudi Arabian Arabic language was stressed? Because Quran is beyond language, according to what I feel and what I meditate on. So the stress on every Muslim to learn Arabic kind of seems to me as compulsive. Is that what Quran says?
Brother, that's a good question. He says that he wants to learn about spirituality and he has read the Quran, but he fails to understand why was there a lecture given by Farik Naik, my son, on the stress of learning Arabic to understand the Quran, and why is it compulsory? If you heard my son's complete speech, he never said it's compulsory for every Muslim should know Arabic. He didn't say that. Knowing Arabic is not a criteria to go to Jannah, because I myself don't know Arabic. I myself don't know Arabic as a language. Sure, a little bit here and there, I understand. I don't know Arabic as a language, but my son knows, mashallah. He knows better than me. He can translate the Quran directly, I can't. But in his speech, if you heard his speech, he says that if you don't know Arabic, at least read the translation of the Quran. So his stress was, Quran should be read with understanding. The question mark was, Al-Quran, should it be read with understanding, yes or no? And the answer was, yes. He didn't say a person should know Arabic. What he said, you should at least understand the Quran. But the best way to understand the Quran is to know Arabic as a language. Whenever you translate any book, when you translate any normal book, the translation can never be 100% perfect. It can be 80%, 90%, 99%. More difficult the language, more pure is the language, more difficult is the translation. Now Quran is the most untranslatable book in the world. So translation of the Quran can never be close to the Quran, because the Arabic language is so powerful and so pure. And secondly, it is the word of Almighty God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the reason the best to understand is to learn Arabic as a language. Secondly, if you don't know Arabic as a language, then he said that read the translation in the language you understand the best. If you know English, read in English. If you know Tamil, read in Tamil. If you know Hindi, read in Hindi. If you know Urdu, read the Urdu translation of the Quran. So his stress was, the bottom line was, read the Quran with understanding. And the question is logical for a layman. Your question is that why should a person say that read the book with understanding? It's understood that whenever a person reads the book, it is to be read with understanding. But you fail to realize in the Muslim community, unfortunately, as my son said, more than 80% of the Muslims are non-Arab. And they don't know Arabic as a language. Now there's a hadith of the Prophet which says, if you recite the Quran, you get sawab. So based on that, most of the Muslims, when they recite the Quran, they recite in Arabic but they don't understand it. So it is the most widely read book in the world, but it is also the book which is maximum read without understanding. So my son was saying that after reading the Arabic portion, which most of the non-Muslims don't understand, at least read the translation of that portion in the language you understand the best. So he was laying stress that Quran is the book of guidance. It's the book of Almighty God. He's requesting all the Muslims that besides reading Arabic, also read the translation. That is secondly. But the best is learning Arabic as a language. Because if you know Arabic and know Lugha Fusa, which is taught in our school which we started, Islamic International School in Bombay, and Islamic International School in Chennai, then we find the attachment and the understanding of the Quran is far more superior. Hope that answers the question, brother.